April waffle around here.
It's Apple, or maybe that's Apple. I don't know. It's Apple spelled wrong.
Apple waffle.
Apple waffle.
Is
that like a?
You get like extra gifts to Jesse. Send 5 box tops to Jesse, and
box tops. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll send you a bag of glass. Something safe.
Oh man, yeah. Old school SNL kind of stuff. Bag of glass.
Teddy bear.
Real live dead frog.
Real live dead frog.
We'll send you pink eye. Pink eye in a tank.
Ooh, that's the you choose part. You get to choose. Do you want pink eye, or do you want a Charlie horse?
I would love to have you choose cereal, but you guys remember there was one cereal. It was Nerds cereal in the 80s or early 90s, and there was 2 distinct bags in the box.
Oh wow!
And
That's
one
great.
was flavored one, and one was another, and you could mix them together and get all crazy.
They don't even do that anymore, do they? They used to do the 2 different flavors at a time, and now they just give you theater box of Rainbow Nerds.
The boomers weren't all bad.
Well, they were mostly bad.
They're mostly bad, but they had some good ideas for marketing and getting the dumb kids money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, take their money. Speaking of taking
Big
their
League
money,
Chew.
Big League Chew.
A little quiet, just for recording purposes. Lee, you're a little quiet.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Turn up your Circe volumes.
There we go. I don't know if that's any better or not.
Oh, that's better.
That's way
so
better.
much better. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
Well, we should get started because we're going to make magic tonight, folks. The magic of the unicorn.
I likes magic.
So look at this illustration. Ron Wing did the illustration, but this is awesome. You've got the unicorn, the girl on the unicorn. You've got a fire-breathing dragon, an evil wizard, and a living tree.
He really was winging it.
Oh man, we're gonna have to have a pun counter, I think.
I'll get the pun counter.
They all count.
There we go. I got it.
That's one pun.
One pun. One pun.
All the puns count.
So
that book,
this one
it's
had a lot of notes
writing in it.
So,
oh my gosh, someone's writing
Eddie,
school notes in here.
While I think about it, so I talked to, now this is back to an old Beyond Escape, Eddie. Remember Matthew Wigner's book on Beyond Escape?
Yes.
I talked to him and confirmed that was his book that somebody scanned in.
That's insane.
That
so
is.
Someone who
What are
you
the
know
odds?
Personally, we read that book. It's archived on the National Archives.
I went to a small school. We had like 40 kids. What are the statistical odds on me pulling that book, reading that book from the same kid I went to school with?
We're living in a simulation, everyone. It's true.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you listen to the last Paranormal Dads, real quick, I made the mention of if you ever find your doppelganger in the public,
yes,
you've got to kill them before they kill you.
Oh no,
it's true. So the statistical odds are pretty high.
I evidently I can't believe that. You got what 30 million copies of books out there, and they scanned that one, and I picked that one.
And they know you have a podcast where you read the book.
Yeah. It's insane. So anyway, I had to say that before I forgot. So,
no, I get it. That's pretty fun.
1985, this book came out, written by R.A. Montgomery. He was one of the main guys that wrote these books. Him and Edward Packard worked together. So we're going to go through this book, and if you're new to the podcast, thank you. And by the way, hey, Randy, please plug the Grawlix real quick.
Hey, I'm Randy. Also, Jesse here. He also does a show with me called the Grawlix Podcast.
Yeah.
And we, the primary way to catch us is we do live streams every Thursday night at 8:30-ish on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Throw a /Grawlix Podcast, you'll get there. Or just go to grawlixpodcast.com. It's GRAWLIX podcast.com. And yeah, currently, I mean, it's coming out twice a month in audio form, but in the live streams, we're doing a revisit of Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor, and Donna era to get hyped for the 60th anniversary coming up. So that's kind of our current focus on the show.
Nice. Yeah, I caught the last one talking about Doctor Who's daughter. I'm not. Last time I watched was Peter Capaldi, so I'm pretty behind. But
Well, that's all right. Capaldi.
he's supposed to
Capaldi's
get Eccleston for the 60th. No,
That would be amazing.
Maybe.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I think
sad
it's
he wasn't the 50th.
it took a pandemic for Big Finish to get him to do any audio
Right.
dramas. I don't think he's ever coming back to the TV show.
He is going to be in. He is going to be in the 60th anniversary for Big Finish, and part of that was David Werner does the alternate universe Doctor Who, and so he was like, I've got to do that.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay. Oh man. Oh well. Anyway, sorry, but yeah. Hey, glad to have the Grawlix crew here. Check them out. All right, so let's get started. We got a nice illustration here of our main character. So Eddie
In
you
a
wanna-
cemetery.
I know. In a
Yeah.
cemetery. Doesn't everybody just hang out in a cemetery? I mean,
She does.
evidently she does.
This is like emo before emo was like cool yet. She's like the original. Like, do you know
And
what
she's
sucks?
barefooted.
What? Everything. Cool.
She's there because she was panicked at the disco.
Oh. You're gonna have to read this one because my version of page one looks like a D's.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
terrible. Yeah.
I'll read page one. We'll get started, and then when we get to decision point. If you're new, then you chime in on the chat, and we'll make that decision and go from there. So, all right. The summer of 1507 is exceptionally dry throughout Flanders. Fires scorch the forest, crops wither, and animals collapse with thirst.
Ooh.
Nowhere is the drought as severe as in your own small village. Just last week, when you went to check the dwindling water supply, you discovered a dead rat floating in the well upon which everyone depended. Since then, the water has been foul and tainted. The barrels of rainwater are nearly empty, and all attempts to dig a new well have yielded nothing but dry earth. One morning after weeding the field you inherited when your parents died 10 years ago, you pay a visit to Marie Claire. She's the oldest person in the village and one of your special friends. All right, page 2. Some people say this might be the last summer of any of us lives to see. You tell her sadly, none of the other villages around here has enough water to share with us, and it's hopeless to keep trying to dig a new well. I wish there was something I could do about it. Marie
It is
Claire
emo.
looks up.
Yeah.
It is emo.
It's hopeless. Play Linkin
It's a
Park.
hopeless podcast or hopeless
So-
choose your own adventure. Marie Claire looks up from her knitting. You could try to lure a unicorn to the well.
Duh.
Why, the touch of its hoof purifies even poison. But Marie Claire, you exclaim, around here unicorns are rarer than water. I bet it would be easier to find a sorceress than a unicorn. That's a good idea, she replies. I'm sure the sorceress knows all about unicorns.
Look at
Why
that.
don't you look for her? But no one has seen her in years, you remind Marie Claire. The last person who tried to find her never even returned. Ah, but you are 10 times smarter than anyone who has ever searched for the sorceress. If anyone can find her, it's you. Again, fitting the choose your own adventure trope.
Yep.
You know, we're smarter than everybody in the room.
You're the special one. The narcissist
Yes.
fuel that is the only I can get the unicorn. Oh gosh.
Feed the 10-year-old Hugo or the
No wonder
9-year-old.
we grew up all weird. We're like, I can be the one. You aren't a wizard, Harry. Go back to the shops.
the shops.
Sweep the floor with your face.
But mom, this book says I'm 10 times smarter than anyone else.
It says I can have a business and a laboratory and 10 degrees online. Thank you, DeVry Institute.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Although you feel flattered, you're not as sure as you really are. Not as sure you really are clever enough.
Ooh, a little
Well-
bit of humbleness.
Humble, yeah, that's unusual. We're usually not very humble.
No.
Well, I'll give it a try. I wonder if I still remember that riddle describing the way to find the sorceress.
Oh,
Is
boy.
this right? You take a deep breath and recite. Near a land reserved for woe, in a place that's high but low. Watch which way the bat doth go. Find me there, and I will know.
in the Batcave?
Yeah, the Batcave. I'm Batman. You decide to climb to the top of the highest hill. Once there, you wipe your brow and look around. Feeling a little perplexed, you remind yourself of the next line of the riddle. Watch which way the bat doth go. But there are no bats in sight. As you pace impatiently, wondering what to do, you come upon a cave opening near the top of the hill. You poke your head inside, but it's too dark to see anything. Hello, hello, you call, but only your own voice echoes back. The cave seems like a perfect place to find a bat, and maybe even the sorceress as well. All right.
I think you guys skipped some pages.
Did I?
Well, you went.
Oh,
you went to page 3, and it said to go to page 5. So you're in a cave. Well, we're talking to a grandma.
Okay, you're right. Okay, here we go. Page 5. Perfect, says Marie Claire as she hands you a glass pendant shaped like a raindrop. Put on my good luck talisman. Use it as you need it, my friend. You say goodbye to Marie Claire, then roam the parched fields. After pondering the riddle, you think of 2 places reserved for woe. The sorceress could mean the village, graveyard, or the small camp outside the village, where 2 lepers live in gloomy isolation. Okay, here's our 2 choices. If you head, 2 options here. You head for the graveyard, turn to page 11, or do you go to the lepers camp, turn to page 8.
2 lepers known as Jesse and Randall.
I've never been to leper camp.
Oh, so yeah, or the graveyard or a lepers camp. You know,
We've already been to the graveyard. Let's go somewhere new. Let's go to the saloon.
Oh,
saloon.
Go
That's
to
where you'll
lepers
find a
camp.
unicorn.
Get a hand.
That's a pun, right? Pun count?
I guess it's a fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
There we go. 2. We're up to 2. All right. Well, hey, let's flip a coin here then.
The Uchoose coin.
We'll do heads.
Do you have a screen to share with that, Lee, or do you just going to do it off screen?
Yeah, let me grab it here.
Just so we can all see the.
We don't trust you, is what he's saying.
I don't trust your coin flipping.
That's it. Let me grab. Let's see here.
If it's a big deal, we can just trust your coin flipping.
No.
Yeah, I trust you.
When in doubt, like a flip a Costner.
There, flip a Costner.
He's got a heads and a
No
tails.
way. That's totally rigged because we all know that Costner always lands on his feet. He's like a cat.
Except Waterworld Costner. He didn't land on his.
He's a fish. He's a little fishy.
Well, I don't know what the deal is.
But also, just flip it off screen. We're cool.
Yeah.
Flip it off.
Flip
Screen.
it off.
Let's say we'll do heads for graveyard, tails for lepers.
There it is. Lepers always losing their tails.
Heads. So graveyard it is.
Graveyard. Is this me or is this Jesse?
Let's see. Let's go ahead and go you, Eddie. We'll just kind of go Eddie,
Down the line.
Jesse, Randy. Yep.
Page 11. Even though the path to the graveyard is all downhill, you are hot and thirsty by the time you arrive there. Not thirsty like with water, but thirsty for dates.
Yeah. Thirsty,
anybody.
thirsty. Yeah.
Oh, swipe right on everybody.
Thirsty for that drip.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yay. You sit in the shade of a drooping tree to cool off. As you watch parched leaves float to the dusty ground, you consider the next line of the riddle. In a place that's high but low, you pull out your bong and get the highest you've ever been. That doesn't happen. That's just me being silly, kid.
No.
What can be both high and low? Looking around, you notice the rolling slopes of the hills along the far side of the graveyard. They seem to be both high and low. Convenient. But then the church bell rings, striking noon. Turning, you realize the steeple of the church also fits the riddle. The church itself is in a low valley, but the steeple towers high above the village. If you walk over to the hills, turn to page 3. If you enter the church, which I can't do anymore, turn to page 16.
All right.
Only certain
So,
churches.
Only certain. Man,
The Mormon
this
kind.
one is
Catch
starting
on
out
fire.
really strange. This is definitely different, but it's a good thing.
It is good.
It's a little meta, but that's all right. All right. So we'll flip the coin here. So we want
Heads.
the
Heads for hills, tails for church.
Church.
Heads for the hills.
Head for the hills.
Head for the hills.
All right, here we go.
That's your Iron Maiden moment.
Tails.
Take me to church.
There you go.
Need a church on time.
That would be Mr. Jesse.
All right. When you go inside the church, was it Michael? Is that Michael or Michelle? Is this French?
I don't know.
Brother Michel
There you go.
looks up from the candelabra. That's how you say that, right? Candelabrum.
There you go.
He is polishing. I was just wishing for some company. What is
On my magic candelabrum.
That's it. It was like a genie. I was just wishing for some company. What are you up to, my friend? Boy, this guy's a little presumptuous.
Uh-huh.
Don't mind me. Are you just polishing your candelabra, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh, no. Not a pun, kids.
That's not a fun.
And we're just straight to business. I'm looking for the sorceress. You explain your interpretation of the riddle. Brother Michel strokes his chin. I don't believe anyone has ever considered, I don't know why he went totally Hispanic, has ever considered the graveyard or steeple when figuring out that riddle. So, you may be on the right track. The next line of the riddle says to watch which way the bat goes. Oh, that's me. You tell him. Have you ever seen bats here? Plenty, he exclaims. At night, they fly around the steeple. I've heard them down in the cellar, too, although I never actually go there. I didn't know there was a cellar under the church. Oh, there's a crawl space there, but it's too small to be very useful, says Brother Michel. Not only that, it's so infested with spiders that no one dares set foot in it. In fact, it would be a clever place for the sorceress to hide. If I had the courage, I'd look there.
I question that logic. He's just trying to get you in the cellar.
That
makes no sense.
Wait a minute. If I were a sorceress, I'd hide in a crawl space full of spiders.
No. This is busted logic.
You are tempted to investigate the cellar, even though you don't like the idea of running into a web full of spiders. You also remind yourself that the riddle mentions a place that's high but low, and the cellar doesn't fit that description as well as the steeple does. If you want to explore the cellar, turn to page 20. If you think the steeple is a better choice, turn to page 9. In honor of Al Garrison, we should go to the cellar.
Go to the cellar. And hey, Jesse, you sounded like El Guapo there for a while.
A little bit, yeah. I was feeling a little strong baddian for a second there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a pretty nice.
Little El Guapo, a little Nacho Libre in there for a little fun.
You had a plethora of voices there, Jesse.
I did. They just kept morphing.
Yeah.
So we're going to the
All right.
cellar.
Oh,
We got to flip.
we should
Are
probably
we?
flip.
The cellar seems like a
This
terrible
is a
idea.
terrible plan. That's a terrible plan.
It's the worst plan.
Either one's terrible, I think.
I'm with hashtag don't listen to Michelle.
Yeah.
Don't do
Michelle, no.
El Guapo. All right.
Oh, Michelle, no.
it. Hashtag.
Uh,
don't
All right. So let's do head cellar, steeple, or tails for steeple. So let's flip here.
Man, I just want to find a unicorn. This is just like you are a shark.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
nonsense. What are we looking for a sorceress for?
So tails. So we're going to the steeple.
Okay, good.
You, Randy.
Okay,
Page
Steeple's
9.
page 9.
Yes.
Steeple is 9.
Okay. Will you help me climb up the steeple? You ask Brother Michel. I'm not doing the voice, by the way.
Dang it.
Or maybe you know what? My Michelle's different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I changed my mind. That way I ran it through my head. Not gonna do it. I'll hoist you onto the rafter, but after that, you're on your own. He says. I'm afraid to climb that high. See, there's something up with him. He won't go up there, but he wants you down. No.
Yeah.
Brother Michel lifts you over his head up towards the rafter. You grab the beam. After a few seconds of scrambling, you right yourself safely on the rafter. What are you going to do next? Called Brother Michel. What are you gonna do next? Calls Brother Michelle nervously.
Nervous Nancy over here.
Man, go back to polishing your stuff. Wait a minute.
What are you gonna do up there?
I meant your candelabra.
You look around. See the rope dangling from the church bell? Would you please move it closer so I can grab hold of it and climb all the way to the top of the steeple? I feel like you don't want to climb up that.
Yeah, we're dead.
He takes hold of the bottom of the rope and carries it towards you. I can't bring it any closer, he says. I'll have to take a leap. Let's hope I can grab that rope. You tell him. You tell him with more confidence than you actually feel. Here goes.
Oh, boy.
Continue to page 23.
My Uchoose sense is tingling.
Yes. Not
That's a
sounding
big
good.
jump. I feel like this...
Yeah.
I gotta examine some picture here. Okay, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Well thought out.
Okay,
We're barefoot, so nothing
23.
can go wrong.
You hurl your body towards the rope and miraculously manage to grab it tightly. I decide the clanging of the bell is almost deafening. Yeah, that was a terrible idea. Oh no, wails Brother Michael. Now the whole village will come running to find out why the bell is ringing. Just wait till they see I've allowed you to climb all over the church. You pay no attention. A trap door by the base of the bell has swung open, releasing a frightened bat. It flutters anxiously around you, then swoops out the window below. What's behind that door up there? You ask Brother Michelle, sorry. I had no idea it was there, he replies. Then the next line of the riddle, which way the bat doth go, springs into your mind. You think you should probably follow the bat out the window, but you're very curious about the trap door.
Ooh.
Ooh, I don't know. Do we follow the anxious bat?
I mean, we've been sticking to the riddle this whole time, and now we're going to be like, but my ADD is kicked in. And now...
No. Hey,
I don't know.
Paul's in the chat. Hey, Paul. So, Paul, what should we do? Should we climb down and follow the bat, or wait a minute longer? Let us know in the chat.
Oh, yeah. If you can't wait a minute longer to find out what's behind the trap door, yeah, that's the other choice. Go check it out. This is why we can't get anything solved.
Yeah.
You go on the case, and then halfway through, you're like, ooh.
What
I had a
happened?
weird mustache.
Oh,
What happened
no.
to we're 10 times smarter than everybody else.
Ugh.
Do I continue with the storyline plots, or do I go to the tantalizing page 69?
Paul
like we're
went
going
for it.
69.
Your
So,
turn,
69.
Lee. 69, dudes.
All right. Well, 69, dudes. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. All right. 69.
Ooh. I jumped way ahead.
All right. Nine.
You always
Here we
see
go.
some weird illustration. Halfway through, you're flipping through, and you
Yeah.
see some illustration,
Like,
and you're like,
how
how
do
do
we
I
get
get to that ending? And you
know.
never do. You never do.
Ever. All right. I'm going to see what's behind the trap door, you tell Brother
Uh-oh.
Michelle.
Oh,
I'll keep the
gosh.
villagers outside so they won't distract you. What?
Thanks.
When did the villagers... I don't understand why they got involved all of a sudden. Anyway. I'll keep the villagers outside so they don't distract you, he calls to you. Be careful. The bell rings loudly as you climb up the rope. At the top, you crawl through the opening into the small, dark compartment. The tiny room is empty, save for a large goblet brimming with clear, colorless liquid. Hesitantly, you take a sip.
I feel like this is a decision
What?
they should allow us to make.
I know.
Because
This is
that's
what
a large
happened.
leap there.
Do you drink the liquid out of the goblet? Yes.
That
or
was
no?
the room only had a bat in it earlier, so I think we're drinking guano.
Yeah. A cup full of guano. Yummy.
Guano?
You don't... Hey, Jesse, you don't get this type of drink at the saloon.
No. Go to the
I
saloon.
wanna-
Always go to the saloon. You don't get guano shots there.
Yeah.
You pay extra if you want it.
Yeah. When you realize it's fresh, cool water, you take several sizable gulps. You pause for a second and notice the goblet is just as full as it was when you first discovered it. Being careful not to drop the glass, you climb down from the steeple. Quite a bit of water spills on the way, but the goblet remains full. You rush outside to show Brother Michel and find the entire village gathered with him. Look what I discovered, you shout. You pass the goblet among the puzzled villagers. They each take a drink and marvel at the endless supply of water. Brother Michel shakes his head with disbelief. My grandmother's great grandmother told her a saint had blessed our village with a secret treasure, he tells you. All my life, I've tried to figure out what it was. You found it. Before you know what is happening, you find yourself on the shoulders of your friends and neighbors. The crowd cheers your cleverness and courage as they march toward their parched fields with the magic goblet. The end.
I was not expecting that.
Look at us go.
I
What?
thought we were done for.
This is not an ending. We could still find the sorceress. Why did you give up because you found a magic cup of water?
Okay,
No
Jesse,
unicorn.
Manicorn needs to chime in.
That was kind of the point, though, right? Because they wanted the unicorn to fix the water problem, but then they're like, sidestep. We got a goblet that never stops flowing, baby.
This wasn't even the point of the show. The point of the show is the magic unicorn. There wasn't even a single unicorn. They barely talked about unicorns, and they were totally wrong about unicorns. I'm done with the show.
They had more bats in this.
They had more bats.
More bats, more Michelle.
We didn't die.
We
we
cheesed the
didn't
whole
die.
adventure. To be fair, we won.
Yeah, we did.
The next
die.
day,
Yes.
the whole village was poisoned, but that's beside the point.
I know. This is the follow-up. Surprise! That was poison water, and you're actually all dead, but you don't know it. So that was just
Well,
Yeah.
the good thing is we can go back and let's go to page 5. So, and try this again.
Are we going back?
See if we can find a unicorn. We have to find a unicorn. All right. So we'll go back to page 5.
You guys do
So-
these books. I'm curious. Is it? I was expecting a death. In my mind, if it's not the end, it's a death, and
No,
that's
not
clearly
always.
okay. Okay. Is it common that there's other solutions? I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Say, Lee, so far it's kind of rare that if it's not one of the optimal air quote endings, then it's usually something bad. That's
Yeah.
usually the case. There's a couple of decent endings sprinkled in, like you couldn't find your real grandma, but you found someone that you love just as much. You know what I mean? Like you found a new grandma.
Well, that's terrible. Where's the real grandma?
I know, right? You're
Paul
like,
says
I get
her
it.
hugs feel like
Move,
grandma's
Jesse.
hugs.
Paul says he can see your lips move, Jesse.
That's because I'm a puppeteer and not a ventriloquist.
Ah, there you go.
Right. That's right.
All right. So, Paul, we'll give this another try. So,
Page 5?
we went to the, what's that? Page 5.
We're going
yeah.
to page 5, you said? Yeah.
Yeah. So, we went to the graveyard last time, right? So, we'll go to page 8, which is the leper's camp.
Or if we're really going back, we actually could have followed the bat instead of going to the trapdoor.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
We want to go to the bat or the trapdoor?
I say the
Or do you
bat.
want to go back? Bat. Okay. So, that
If
was
we're going back to our last choice. Our last choice was bat or trapdoor.
Yeah. What page was that?
Ooh.
Not 69, dudes.
No. let's see.
69, dudes. There
Oh,
it
here we
is.
go. 23.
Yeah. No,
So-
and then page 50 would be that one.
Page 50. So, let's go to page 50.
So I can read that if you would like, Lee.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Page 50.
Page 50.
Let the puppet choose, Paul says.
Oh, careful.
Manicorn gets violent.
Manicorn pulls out a revolver. Like, no! It's the wrong choice.
We're going to the saloon.
It's the wrong choice. Could you tell me where the bat went? You ask Brother Michel, as you climb down. He dashes out and hurries back. It's sitting on the ledge outside the window. Do you like that? How's that? Is that
Yeah, all right.
that feels a little dangerous.
Yes, it does.
Feels a little dangerous. You swing the rope toward the rafter and jump onto the beam. The bell clangs crazily. I'll distract the villagers so they don't scare the bat away, Brother Michel tells you. You thank him. I'm going to lower myself onto the windowsill, then go out on the ledge, you say. Taking a deep breath, you step through the window onto the narrow wooden ledge. The sun-scorched wood feels hot on your bare feet. I thought we had human feet. This is confusing.
Yes.
Listen, I'll take these are the jokes, kids. You don't like the jokes?
That was a pun. Pun counter.
Pun counter.
Out.
Let me get it.
Ding.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Taking a deep breath, the hot bare feet. You flatten your back against the building and try to control the dizziness that threatens to overwhelm you. The bat cocks its head at you. The bat cocks a gun at you. Bats can't use guns. Neither is Batman. At you expectantly, then flutters further along the ledge. You are terrified to take another step. You squeeze your eyes shut, conscious only of the blood pounding in your ears. Page 56. Oh, gosh. That is a horrible picture. Look at that picture.
Oh.
Whoa.
That's like not El Guapo. That's like El Diablo.
El Diablo. Like a leprechaun.
You finally force yourself to open your eyes. The bat is still waiting. As you edge toward it, an enormous splinter pierces your foot. Is that the illustration for this? Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Unbearable pain. Unbearable pain pulses up your leg, filling your entire body. Your leg jerks into the air and your arms fly out in a desperate attempt to steady yourself. But there is nothing to grab. You scream with horror as you plummet to the ground. When you regain consciousness, a crowd of villagers is gathered around you. Good job, Michelle. You failed at your job.
Yes.
You're alive. Thank heaven, cries Mary Claire. Yes, but you've broken both your legs.
Welcome to the leper colony, kid.
Yes, but you've broken both of your legs, says Brother Michel. You know
So optimistic.
You know your search for the sorceress is over.
The other ending was better, I think.
Yeah, really.
What accent is that?
What accent is that?
It's a Michel accent.
Yes.
Don't say what it is, and it won't be that dangerous if nobody can figure it out.
Exactly. It's a Ecuadillian. Ecuadilia French Anilian accent.
Oh man. Yeah.
Mary Claire is a new character in the story.
Apparently, we just shouldn't go to the church at all.
Evidently. But you're alive, but both of your legs are broken. I love how
So now we know that going up the steeple results in two choices. One of which results in a never-ending goblet of water. Other one, you got a special parking permit in the village for the rest of your life.
And you're all going to die of dehydration.
Yeah.
Now I'm thirsty and I got broken legs.
So we still haven't found a unicorn. I want to give it. Shall we give it one more try?
Let's go back to page 5.
Okay,
The church is bad news.
Yeah, let's just get out of this church thing.
Unless we go into the cellar. We could go into the cellar.
All right.
I feel like our endings, they're just generally going to be worse and worse endings.
I know.
Stopped with the goblet.
I know.
Yeah,
You got tetanus.
started out with the goblet. Then next time we broke both of our legs. Wow. Okay, so Leper's Camp, be page 8. Roll it back, Paul says. Yes. Okay,
Rolling it back.
Let's see. Is that Jesse? Do you want to take page 8? I think Eddie.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
Page 8. You turn down the path to the leper's shabby hut. You know the villagers stay far away from the lepers for fear of catching their dreaded skin disease. Well, this is not very inclusive. Yeah. And they will be very upset if they ever learn that you visited the lepers. When you first glimpse the two swollen faces peering out the doorway, you panic. Then force yourself to continue towards them. Welcome, friend. Please come inside, says one of the lepers warmly. Thanks, but I'll stay outside, you reply. Ooh. I'm looking for the sorceress. The riddle says she lives near a place of woe, and I thought that might mean your home.
Oh,
Chick has no tact.
We're horrible.
Man, where's the love for lepers?
Yes. Okay.
Lepers are cool, but I kind of like tigers better.
Yeah. That's a pun. A pun. Oh, I think you're beating me. Oh, Eddie's bringing it home. Since no one will have anything to do with us, this is indeed a woeful place, said the second leper.
Oh, God.
Oh, but I don't think it's the one your riddle describes. We have never seen the sorceress. In fact, I think even she must be afraid of catching our disease. Oh, I'm sweating.
But our tear ducts fell off.
This is the cringe. I might die of cringe on this page.
I know.
Is leprosy that bad, you ask? No, says the first man. But the way people treat us is horrible. In fact, you'd better hurry back. If anyone sees you here, they won't let you return home.
Yeah.
Turn to page 19.
Right.
You say goodbye to the men and head towards home. As you reach the road to the village, you meet several of your neighbors. Their faces whiten. Their eyes dart back and forth between you and the lepers, who are still standing by their doorway. Stay back, shouts one man. Keep away! It's all right, you insist. I was just there for a minute. You can't return to the village. Go back to the lepers, shrieks another neighbor, eyeing you fearfully. As you start to follow them, the villagers gather stones. Leper! Leper! They scream, throwing rocks at you.
Old Testament on this one.
Oh no, I'm a
Throwing
witch.
rocks?
You're a witch.
I'm gonna get stoned, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Filled with horror, you race away from the villagers. You slowly realize you can't go home, but cling to the hope that their panic will subside in a few days, especially if you find a way to purify the well. Since you can't continue your search for the sorceress by investigating the graveyard, you decide to concentrate on finding a unicorn.
Yeah.
You turn away from your village and walk along the road towards the forest, hoping to find a unicorn there. Before long, you hear a cart approaching from behind. The driver is Simon, a traveling peddler you've always liked. You wave to him and ask, "Where are you going?" Simon pulls the cart to a halt beside you. Everyone around here is too upset about the drought to take much interest in my trinkets. I'm going to try my luck in the city of Aras. Aras. At least people will be trading there. Want to join me? I wouldn't mind some company for such a long trip. You know, you really should let him know about the leprosy.
Yeah. No.
Aras! Yeah. You've never been to the city before. Although you would love to go, you suspect unicorns are more likely to live in the forest. But maybe you could meet someone in Aras who could tell you how to find a unicorn.
Manicorn's more of a city unicorn than a country unicorn.
Yeah, oh, big time, big
Oh,
time.
yeah.
He's part of the FBI for sure.
Yeah.
If you decide to search for a unicorn in the forest, turn to page 12. If you climb in the cart headed for Aras, turn to page 14.
All right. Let us know in the chat. Where should we go? Forest or Ares?
Paul
I
has
feel
put
like-
up a comment. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Randall.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm not. Listen, the chat gets to decide, but I feel like if nothing else, you go to Ares. You can't find a unicorn. You kind of need a new place to live anyway. They're not gonna let you come back.
No.
Check out the city. Maybe you like it.
Oh, so Al says climb in the cart, and Paul says to the city. That cannot be pronounced. Yes. So
And,
we're going.
I don't know.
For the record,
Carolyn's in the
"Forever Unclean" was the title track of Carolyn's album she dropped in 1996.
Ooh.
"Forever Unclean."
They didn't have Irish Spring soap.
No,
Evidently not. Oh. All right. So Ares, that is page 14. Hop in that cart. All right. All right. Randy, do you want to take that one? Page 14.
Yep. For 3 days. Oh, it's far away, huh? For 3 days, while you ride through the forest on your way to Aras. I'm just gonna commit to that.
There you go.
You keep your eyes open for any sign of the unicorn. When you it's a drive-by unicorn like scanning, I guess.
I guess. Because you're on a cart, you're going what, 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour?
I mean, yeah, it's a drive-by unicorning.
Yeah, drive-by unicorning. When you reach the outskirts of the city, you tell Simon about your search for the unicorn. It's a good thing you mentioned this, he says. I happen to know that the Duchess of Aras has a unicorn horn. She keeps it on hand. Oh, Manicorn's offended and upset.
Yep, there you go.
She keeps it on hand in case someone tries to poison her wine. I heard she dips the horn in her goblet before she takes a sip. Maybe the Duchess will lend you her unicorn horn. I feel like that's kind of person that's not going to just lend that out.
No.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, you answer. But do you really think the Duchess would let me borrow it? That's hard to say, Simon admits. I've also heard that the tapestry weaver in Aras knows a lot about the unicorn. Unicorn magic. He might be willing to help you.
Man, they don't know crap about unicorn magic. You don't know where that horn has been.
Yeah,
Bread and wine, we know that much.
We can either go to the weaver or go to the Duchess.
Okay, so let us know in the chat if we want to go talk to the Duchess or if we want to go talk to the weaver. Yeah, you don't know where that horn has been. Been in some wine.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And she becomes the obnoxious person who's bringing that thing everywhere she goes, touching everything with it. Ugh. Hello, shake the Duchess's hand. First touch my horn. You're like, ew. It's all stained with wine. You're like, man, this horn smells like cheese. Not doing this.
Okay, so we have 2 votes for Duchess.
Y'all just want to go to the horny lady.
Oh. Is that another one?
Mark it up!
That's a pun.
5.
There we go.
All right.
Ugh.
Right,
Back on the board, baby.
Page 25.
It hurt. Is it my go? Whose go is it?
I'll go next because I haven't.
I think it's Randall's go, actually.
Randy,
No, I think.
Oh, no,
I just got
Randall's
done.
It is. Yeah, Lee, you're up.
Yep, I'm up. Let's see if the Duchess will let me borrow her unicorn horn, you tell Simon. Besides, I'm curious. I've never met a Duchess. The clamor of jostling carts and crowds of people startles you as you ride through the dry and dusty streets of Aras. You are still marveling at the strange sights and sounds when the cart stops in front of the most enormous building you have ever seen. You count 4 stories. Simon helps you out of the cart. You march over to the guard standing solemnly by the front door and say, I'd like to see the Duchess. All right, we're very...
This is only our 3rd try, so I only count 3 stories.
Oh, okay.
Right. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
That's another one.
Yeah, give him another one. Oh, that was good. That was good, though.
I hurt my body.
These are the jokes. Yes, yes. He eyes your coarse clothing disdainfully and answers, Duchess is away. When will she return? The guard does not even look at you when he replies, not today. Tomorrow? He glances at you with impatience. The Duchess alone decides when she will return. May I wait inside? No. The guard points to a stone bench several yards from the door. You may wait there. You turn to Simon, not knowing what to do. Shall I take you to the tapestry workshop? Maybe you'll have better luck there, he suggests. Would you like to see more of the city? And who knows how long the Duchess will be gone? Yet, it may be worth waiting to ask her about her unicorn. So here's our choices. If you accept Simon's offer and climb back in the cart, turn to page 36. If you say goodbye to Simon and wait for the Duchess, turn to page 35. So do we wait for the Duchess or do we go sightseeing?
I love the guard. He'd be like, perhaps the Duchess could touch your clothes with her horn and increase your thread count. You make me sick.
Of course.
Of course.
Because he's wearing coarse clothing, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
I love all the questions we just keep asking. We're like that annoying little kid. Just keep asking more questions. Oh, Al says sightseeing seems fun. So hop in the cart. That's what Al is saying. Or do we wait for the Duchess? Let us know in the chat. When in doubt, wait it out.
Oh, can we split the tie?
You know, we could combine them.
Oh.
We could go wait at the saloon. Oh, sightseeing.
Sightseeing in the saloon it is.
36. Here we go.
Page 30. Yep. Sightseeing is page 36. So.
Riding through. Are we going with Aras or Aras? What are we?
Aras.
Our ass.
I think it was
What
Aras.
we decide on? Aras.
It's a
You
pirate
enjoy
town.
watching the city people bustle about in their fancy but dust-covered clothing, 'cause they dusty. Finally, the cart stops. That is not a pun. That's just a sad attempt there. Finally, the cart stops at the tapestry workshop. Simon leads you into a large, bright room filled with looms, each holding a portion of a woven scene. These tapestries will hang in the Castle of Kings, he tells you. Although you know how to weave ordinary cloth, you have never seen a tapestry before. The two of you walk over to one loom on which a few weavers are creating a huge tapestry showing a knight. I'm looking for a weaver named Emile. Does any of you know him? Asks Simon. One of the men smiles and points to his chest. You found him. Points to his chest. I'm dying. I have heart disease.
Oof.
I have
Turn to
scurvy.
page 42. I have leprosy. Do you know anybody who has leprosy?
Yeah.
Simon nudges you forward. I want to find a unicorn, you explain, as one does. The water in my village's well is tainted, and we might not last the summer unless it is purified. I'm told the touch of a unicorn's horn will clean it. You've come to the right man, says Emile. I'm already worried, by the way.
Yeah.
You say goodbye to Simon as Emile takes you aside. I know two solutions to your problem, but neither is easy. You don't say, Emile, because we just died getting a splinter in our foot. So I've heard one may obtain a unicorn by performing a ritual called the Circle of Wishes. Ooh. However, it is very difficult and may cause you great anguish. The other way to clean your well is to weave a magic tapestry, and I can show you how to do that. It will take a full month to make. Only a month, dog? I'll do it now.
Whoa.
Let's get that going. What are you doing? Once you but then again, these are written for 9-year-olds, so it's like a month, man. That's like
Long time.
1/38 of my life. I can't be doing that. Once you complete it, you simply float the tapestry in the well, and the water will become pure. The Circle of Wishes sounds frightening to you, but time is short. Can your village survive during the month required to weave the magic tapestry? So, if you say, please tell me how to perform the Circle of Wishes, turn to page 46. If you decide to weave the magic tapestry, turn to page 39.
Wow.
I think we should weave it there.
Oh, let me get it here. I'll get 8.
Go for
Man,
it, yes.
8.
Oh, man.
I'd like to point out that Carolyn noticed the 42.
She did.
Oh,
Douglas Adams'
she's
Day was just not that long ago.
busting out the old hitchhikers there.
Good job, Carolyn. All right. So we got 1 vote for Circle of Wishes, Circle of Wagons for Paul. I wonder if it was a typo.
Weaving seems fun. We got
Weaving.
2 votes for Circles of Wishes,
Okay, so that's Circle of Wishes.
which is also the style of haircut that Al Garrison gets when he goes to the barber. Calls it the Circle of Wishes.
Is that what the monks have? Like the
He's like, give me the Circle of Wishes.
give me that circle of wishes.
Al, I will buy you dinner if you go to the haircut place you go. I know the place he goes to. It's all these like gruff dudes. He'd be like, give me the Circle of Wishes.
Give me the Homer Simpson.
Oh, man.
I'm not happy unless all I have left is a zigzag on the side of my head.
With a tiny little zigzag. Give me the Charlie Brown with a little curly Q.
Yes.
All right, so page 46. Let's see. Is that Jesse?
That is me.
That's Jesse.
The circle of wishes must take place at night, says Emile. Since you'll need all the strength you possess, you should rest until the sun sets. That evening, Emile leads you away from the city, through the forest, to a moonlit clearing. Countless small stones mark a wide circle. Step inside, says Emile. A shiver runs up your spine as you stand in the center. Think of every wish in your heart and cast it out, instructs Emile. Cast it out? Yes, speak it out loud and convince yourself you no longer desire that wish. You must continue until the last wish is gone from your heart. That's not so hard, you exclaim with relief. Emil does not reply. You think for a moment, then say, I no longer wish for a horse of my own. As soon as the words leave your lips, one of the stones in the circle glows and sparkles like a diamond. I no longer wish to grow tall. A second stone begins to shimmer, and you realize that growing tall no longer matters to you. As the hours pass, you cast out hundreds of wishes, but the circle is still not fully illuminated. Come on, urges Emil. Do the hard ones. Yeah.
Wishes. He means wishes. Do the
Yeah. Turn to 52.
52.
You take a deep breath. I don't care if our crops fail. I no longer wish for a healthy life. I no longer wish my parents were alive. Oh, man. You name more and more wishes until only 2 stones remain. You're so exhausted you have trouble thinking of any other wishes. Okay, you say, sighing, I no longer wish to save my village from the drought. Good, says Emil. Just one more. That was it, you insist. I have no more desires. Yes, there is one more. No, your life, he reminds you. I don't know why I keep slipping into an accent.
Turns into Michelle again. Your life.
It's me, Michelle. Your life, he reminds you. Cast away your desire to live. Although you feel curiously empty, your wish to continue living is strong. You are not sure you can pluck it from your heart. If you refuse to abandon this last desire, turn to 73. If you resolve to cast out your will to live, turn to 65.
Listen, this is a Generation X kid. She's totally there. She's just not there yet. She's not there yet.
I don't even want to be alive.
I know.
I don't even want to be alive anymore.
Give her to like 10th grade. Then she'll be like, man, I don't wish to live. That was easy. Here's the first wish I gave away.
Right, yeah.
So let us know in the chat if we refuse to abandon our last desire, or do we cast away our will to live?
I disagree, Al. I feel like that's a bad choice.
Losing the will
Al
to
says
live
losing
never-
the will to live will never killed anyone. Well, you know. Paul says go email, cast it all out. Yep.
Oh no.
He's gone full emo.
Never go full emo. Oh no. You guys are monsters.
Okay, this
All
is
right, Randy,
Randall here.
we just cast away our will to live. 5. That's you.
And you come to me. That makes sense.
He goes full Eeyore on it. He's like, that's about the way expected.
That sounds about right.
This is where you end up.
That was good.
Oh, look, surprise. It's the end, by the way.
Well, I mean, she shouldn't have a problem with that, right? Summoning all your strength, you whisper, I cast away my wish to live. The last stone brightens. Now step outside the circle, says Emil. As you cross the glowing boundary, you are transformed into a unicorn. You gazed at your silvery hooves in astonishment, then toss your head to feel the weight of your long horn. What? Without wasting any time, you set out for your village. The next day, when you arrive home at twilight, most of the villagers are in their houses. You trot over to Marie Claire's. Isn't that like, did you go shopping at Marie Claire's? Isn't that like a place to buy? Like
It is. Yes.
that's where you got to drop off your daughters to go shopping.
Yes, it is.
You trot over to Marie Claire's cottage and poke your head through her doorway. She looks up from her sweeping and gasps, "What in the world? It's me. I'm back," you say.
My Little Pony.
Marie Claire touches the good luck pendant still hanging from your neck. It is you. What happened? You were going to find a unicorn, not turn into one. I'll tell you all about it later. First, let's go out to the well and see if this horn of mine really does work. The end. That's a Sopranos of endings. It's like, but did it? You don't really know.
Yeah, but you are a unicorn now, so there you go.
It's 1,000% factual. The reason I have such a cheery disposition is I gave up my will to live, and so should all of you.
There we go.
Straight from the mouth
Straight
of Manicorn.
Straight from the horn of Manicorn.
Yep.
So
Finally found a unicorn. I'm happy about that. I didn't.
I know we
expect
found
yes.
one. I mean, we
really?
found one by becoming one. Who
We
knew?
became a
would-
unicorn, but we did not become a shark.
No.
Oh, we're never doing the shark thing. It's never happening.
This is amazing. We became
So
a
to-
unicorn.
So to recap, we found a magic goblet. We
Yep.
died with two. No, we didn't die. We had two broken legs.
Yeah.
Lived in agony.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was it? And then is this the third ending or the fourth one we've done?
This is the third one.
Third ending. We have turned into a unicorn ourselves.
Yes.
If we can't find a unicorn, by gosh, we're gonna make one out of our own body right now.
And all we had to do was lose everything.
Lose everything and give up the will to live.
Yeah.
It's a good message.
All it cost was everything.
That's right.
What did it
Hope
cost?
that water tastes good, kids. If you know you'd be the total jerk, you'd be the total jerk in that unicorn. You see a kid like dump out some water, he's not done drinking. You're like, oh, are you not thirsty anymore? Are you not thirsty for the water that I gave up my humanity for?
Yeah.
Get that
We
water
did
out
solve
of
the problem immediately with that goblet, didn't we? That was our best
goblet.
ending, even if it was the least climactic.
I know. Also, by the way, the weight of your horn, I don't know about that line. They need to rewrite that one. That's a bit much.
Right.
I would say maybe our first ending was still the best ending at the end of it all.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't want to be a unicorn. I mean, why not? Give it a whirl.
You don't want the broken legs?
I don't.
Yeah.
You know,
2 out of 3 is not bad.
Yeah.
Like, I guess my arms still work. Crawling back home. Yeah. Yeah. You would be the biggest jerk in the town for the unicorn. You'd be like, guess what? No water wasting around here. None. Poor kid's mouth got dirt on it. You're like, did you make that kid eat mud? I did. He dumped out his water. We're not having that in this town.
We don't have this. I'm the sheriff in this town now.
Right, yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you flush twice yesterday? Did you flush twice? I gave up my humanity to be a unicorn.
So you become the grumpy village unicorn. Oh,
That's
sounds familiar to Manicorn.
Yeah.
Guilting everyone over any minor waste of water.
Is
Yes.
that why Manicorn saw salty? He had to give up his humanity and his will to live to become a Manicorn?
Also, the people could water their lawns. Their lawns.
They got
Lawn culture is ridiculous.
Lawn culture. He just got gallons of water going down the drain. The unicorn's just watching it all go down. Like,
He's like, what?
I guess this is where we're at, huh?
I feel like they really went back to the well on that one.
Oh.
I'm
Okay,
doing
Jesse.
it.
For those that have no idea about Manicorn, you got to briefly tell the listener where Manicorn and what it's all about.
The Manicorn is a tiny white hand puppet unicorn who lives in my brain.
There you go.
It
There you
doesn't pay rent.
No, he lives rent free.
No, Jesse
lives
pays
in my
Manicorn
head.
rent. That's what happened. Jesse owes Manicorn rent.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's kind of how that works.
Yeah, that's true. Manicorn would make you pay rent. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
He would extort that from you.
He's a jerk.
All right. Well,
Three
hey,
endings.
3 endings. That's
Two were
awesome.
decent. 2 were good. 1 was bad.
You just broke your legs following a bat.
Broke your legs. Eventually, they're probably just going to throw you in the leper camp.
It really sounds like a silly course of events. Really, if you're like, I'm gonna follow this bat, and I'm gonna break both my legs.
In one ending, my legs became horse legs. In the other ending, my human legs bent like horse legs, going the
Accurate.
wrong way.
Wrong direction.
Wrong direction, guys. Knees go one way, really.
Yes. Typically.
That first ending probably really was the best ending,
think it
possible
was the
ending
best
of the
ending.
book.
It
was so short.
Humanity. Not that, humanity's so great, but I'm just saying, And then,
You did drink from a goblet full of bat guano, probably.
I mean, it had
Right,
some
right.
bat guano in there for sure.
You know? Yeah.
But when
Guano's
it's
still
magic
good.
bat guano, you're fine.
Yeah.
This is a classic choose your own adventure thing too, by the way, where they give you some there is like an unexplained. Jesse said Randall said it too, not an ending, and they aren't. they wrap it up, but they don't give you any real sense of closure. It's just like, surprise, you're out of the maze. Now you're back home watching TV with your mom and dad. You're like, I didn't find the magical key.
Why did I even
probably
leave home?
That must be a calculated decision to like. You can't have too much closure on any of them, or else maybe they'll stop reading.
I know. You
Right?
gotta get to the. You can't. I mean, these books can't be too thick.
Replay value.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see the dry erase board on these story sessions. Like, all right, here we go. And
All right, the kid's got a computer brain. The end.
Yeah,
dude, that
Actually,
one.
we had one. Yeah, that had that.
I was like, what?
plug
Yeah,
this
he's
chip
like-
in your head, and you're a computer now.
The computer
it.
said, "Do you want to be really smart?" And you were like, "Yeah, I do." And the next scene, he's got the computer like embedded in his skull, and he's just like,
Ding.
"There's no downside to this lifestyle."
Now
Bye.
you
I like that. That's a happy ending and not a Cronenberg body horror ending.
No? Yeah, you're just like, I think the last comment was, how are you going to explain this at the dance or something like that? You know, how are you going? I'm a computer. Yes.
Like,
Hey,
I
kid,
wanted to have
I'm a computer.
you have the I'm a computer guy.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Oh, yeah, I have mutt.
I would love to have
Oh.
the one for the fire. Do you have the fire one too,
I don't know, but I have Mr. Body Massage.
Mr. Body Massage?
Body massage.
Body Massage.
Oh,
The
man.
one G.I. Joe who has
Well-
the worst name ever, Snow Job. He's like, "Hey kids, get off my lawn." It literally is like, you're like, I asked the computer to give me more memory, and look what it did. It's like embedded in your forehead. Like, I'm like a Borg from the 1996 Star Trek: The Next
Star
Generation.
Trek.
Ah.
Yes.
Anyway,
Let's put that on you and plug you in.
I know, right?
Except I
Well,
have no
hey.
ambitions of domination.
I know, right?
Well, maybe.
You wait.
Yes. All right. Well, hey, thanks for everybody in the chat. We appreciate it. And check out the Grawlix podcast. They're fun guys and gal. Melanie's not here tonight, but that's okay.
Right.
But yeah, we'll do this again in 2 weeks. Eddie and I will fire up the House of Danger game, and we'll go through that. So check it out. Go to uchoospodcast.com. I'll put a link in the show notes too for the Grawlix podcast, so you can check them out. And let's see, Randy, you have some other podcasts. Where should the, because you got the Electronic Media Collective, so wanna make
Right.
sure we them too.
First off, I want to say you guys are playing through that House of Danger game, like board game or whatever. Melanie and I have that. We've played through it a bit. We need to go back to it. That's
Oh, it's
great
so fun.
that you guys are
Fun.
playing through it.
Oh yeah,
Yes, it's a good
the
time.
second go through on the House of Danger, and I tell you what, man, you haven't lived till you have fist fought hybrid chimps with
Right.
machetes.
It gets wild.
It does. Good.
Playing violin. You're like, anyway.
Yeah, no. The main thing I have going on right now is Grawlix Podcast, of course, grawlixpodcast.com. I do have a podcast network where you can find Grawlix as well as like Moose's Monster Mash and a bunch of other stuff. That's electronicmediacollective.com podcast network. And then also I do podcast editing, and video podcast editing is a big thing right now, so I do lots of video editing. podedit.com. And those are all my links.
Cool. All
Thanks
right.
for
Well,
thanks
that's
for having us on again,
Yeah.
man.
No,
Yeah, it's
definitely.
been great, guys.
Always enjoy it. We always enjoy having Randy and Jesse hanging out, and Manicorn when we can keep him under control.
Busy guy.
Which is never.
It's just never.
True.
So, all right. Well, hey, thanks everybody, and until next time, you choose the adventure. Thanks everybody.
See ya.